What's up guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I have the 2022 Honda CRV EX-L. I'm back here at Hendrick Honda of Bradenton, Florida, and today I'm going to take you on the tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out, we're going to check out the exterior, interior, get inside of it, play with some cool and interesting features. Finally, I'm going to take you for a spin. So if you're ready, we're going to get started. But don't forget to check out the rest of this channel. If you like it, consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get back to this video. Hey guys, before we get started, the front end of this vehicle, let's talk a little bit about the history of the CRV. I remember because I was there 25 years ago when the first CRV rolled onto the Honda showroom floor. We were super excited because it was the first small SUV by Honda. I'm saying small even though it doesn't look like it, but it was much smaller back in 1997 when it first came out. So it has been 25 years. One of the best-selling SUV from Honda. People love it. It's been named one of the most practical vehicles that there is. And this is a 2022 model, so this is at the very end of its model cycle. This particular model was introduced back in 2017, and with slight changes, this is how it looks. So let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about the front of this. I like the big lights, although these are not fully LED lights. You'd have to upgrade it to a touring trim in order to get those. So I wish Honda will do that as part of the redesign that's going to make these standard. It is so important to have a nice visibility, really nice bright lights on the vehicle when you're driving it. I do like the rest of this grille. It is kind of multi-dimensional. So when you get up close and personal, you see this portion is protruding much further than the hood. Of course, I mean, this is to protect it, but this one is a little bit different than most of the other vehicles. It does have the big Honda logo right here. This part is open as well as the bottom portion in here, and at the bottom right there you see that there are fog lights right here. Now, I wish these were open. This is just a design element. It's nicely trimmed. It's nicely wrapped around with this matte gray as well as this polished aluminum looking trim. But I wish this was open. This would help with cooling off the brakes, etc. Stuff like this. The hood itself, it's pretty nice too. It's kind of indented on the inside, and it's going up on both sides, ending right there in those A-pillars. It's a pretty nice design of it, even though, like I said, it is 5-year-old model. It's still looking modern, it's still looking sleek and stylish. We're gonna pop the hood and see what powers up this thing. Okay, underneath the hood we'll find a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, 190 horsepower, 179 pound-feet of torque. For those of you who'd like to add the 0 to 60, it's rated at about 7.8 seconds. So it's not the fastest thing out there, but you know, we'll see how comfortable it is. We'll see if the driving dynamics gonna offset the speed of this vehicle. And of course, I don't like the prop stick, so I wish Honda redesigned it and put a hydraulic lift struts on this. Okay, so this particular model is black on black, so you don't see a lot of the elements that I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to point it out to you anyways. So if you look at this, it's got the cladding right here around both wheels, front and rear. It also has a pretty thick cladding at the bottom of the doors, which is important so you don't scratch them. Okay, as far as the design of it, I think it's still as good looking as it was back in 2017 when it was first introduced. It can still compete with the newest additions to the market. No crazy body lines, one body line on top, one at the bottom, no creases, anything like this. It does have LED turn signals that are built into the mirrors. As far as the wheels, 18 inches standard on the EX-L edition, 235/60 on the height on the tire size. So these are nice pretty meaty, as well as they're pretty quiet tires. I took a test drive of, very nicely surprised. It does have a blind spot built in the mirror, so nice safety feature in here. And of course it does have the keyless entry. But all you have to do is touch the door handle or put your hand inside of the door handle to unlock it. And of course it does have the regular keyhole in here. You can add the roof rails, and the roof rail doesn't come standard with this. I believe you have to get to the touring model in order to get that. And if you look in the back, you can see those lights that are starting right here. We'll check out the rest of it in just a second. Also a very stylish back end of this vehicle. I particularly like this big visible lights. They're LED lights, regular lights right here. Like you can see, I have the blinkers going on in here, and then the reverse lights in here. Gate spoiler, you get the shark fin antenna right there. You do have a big chrome trim right here with the Honda logo. And then where's the camera? The camera is right here. Also stylish bottom part of the bumper. The exhausts are hidden underneath here, so you don't see that, but the gate is nice, tall, and it's straight down, so it should have quite a bit of room. That's what we're gonna check out right now. Right, so power lift gate, it opens up nice and tall. See, I'm 6 feet tall. I fit in right underneath here, so no worries about bumping your head into it. And check this out. It's nice, it's deep, it's probably one of the most room in its class, and look how tall it is. I don't know the exact numbers in here, but check this out. This one has a cargo mat, and see the floor, how much it drops from here. Okay, so it does have another few inches, and cargo cover. I'm not too sure if I like the way that it sits on here, but what else do we have underneath here? Yes, we do have a spare tire. It's a temporary spare tire, but what I want to point out, look around it. This is a nice sound dampening insulation, which is pretty awesome, so you won't hear much while driving this vehicle. What's nice also, that it does have the levers right here, and you can fold down your seats right there if you want to transport something bigger. And this is how much room you have. Okay, you can also of course take out the cargo cover, and that's going to give you much room. So I gotta tell you, it's definitely more room than like a Hyundai Tucson, and definitely more room than Toyota RAV4, at least the way that I see it. So nice job Honda on this. And look how powerful they look. They're big struts on both sides to open up this gate. Now this gate can also be set at different heights. Let's see, hold to set height. So once you're opening it, you can hold it, you can let it go at the height that you want it, and there you go, voila. One of the things about the CRV is that it's very practical, and one of the things about being practical, that it's spacious enough for the family. And as far as the roominess in the back seat, certainly there's no shortage of it. Plenty of room, several inches above my head. I'm 6 feet tall. I have a couple inches in front of my knees, and that's with the seat pushed to my regular driving position. I like to drive it comfortably, so that I don't push it all the way forward. And as far as the comfort of the seat, it's very nice. Let me show you the rest of this interior, because since I worked for Honda, it's changed quite a bit. Alright, so when you look at the door itself, I like that it's leather wrapped. It's really nice and soft, and you can see this faux wood trim. Now this is not wood, this is not plastic. It looks like aluminum that looks kind of like wood, but it's very nice and very stylish in here. You do have two speakers. You have a tweeter right here, the regular speaker. You have a little bit of a storage compartment right there alongside with the cup holder. And inside of this is an EX-L, which means it's EX with leather trim. And check out the seating surfaces. I really like this, and in comparison with some of the other vehicles, they're actually pretty comfortable. Okay, even the headrests are nice and fitted. You have cup holders built into this console in the middle here, and okay, you do have two USB ports right there. And then you do have your vents. Now the passenger seat is also equipped with more storage in the back. Now let's see how the door closes. Nice, very nice thumb on the door. Interior, same kind of setup like in the back. Of course, you do have your mirror controls, window controls, memory seat settings. Even on the EX-L, you have 2 of those. You do have a little bit of storage underneath here. And let's jump inside of here. Turn the AC on, because black on black is probably the worst combination. You can have 12-way adjustments on the seat. Love the way the seats are contoured and profile. It's really nice and comfortable without being sporty and obtrusive. Really, before we get into it, let's check this out as well. Now you do have the lane keep assist, your gate. This is your collision warning. You can turn that off. You can turn off the traction control, and you do have a little bit of storage for change, I guess, if you want to put something in here. Now with steering wheel, tilted, telescoping steering wheel. Okay, you can move it out and then up and down. Okay, it's not power, but that's okay. You won't find many of those in this class anyways. I guess jumping inside of this vehicle, I gotta tell you, I gotta close the door and turn this on. Okay, turn it on. See the start stop button turns red as soon as the vehicle is on. I want to turn the volume down, and you gotta check this out. All right, steering wheel. First of all, multifunctioning steering wheel. It's very nice to the touch. It's just the right width, so when you're holding it, it's very, very nice. Okay, so on the left hand side, you can see you have the enter and kind of the 4 arrows. So this is what's going on right inside of here. We're going to check that out in just a little bit. And on the right hand side, this is basically settings for your cruise control and the adaptive cruise control. That allows you to set the distance between you and the car in front of you. Now you do have a fully digital screen right inside of here, and it's kind of broken into the 3 different sections. So the middle one, this is an electronic, all electronic one. On the right hand side, you see the fuel gauge. On the left hand side, you see the temperature. So let's see what we have as far as pages in here. Okay, so we have basically the gas, coffee. All right, is it gonna make us coffee? No, it's a driver attention level right in here. Okay, let's go back. Okay, audio power off. Let's go moving backwards. Okay, it does have your maintenance. Oil life is at 100%. It's got your media, it's got your phone. You can change it from miles per hour to kilometers per hour if you'd like to, and then you go back into basically your trip. So range 72 miles, average fuel 8.1 miles per gallon. This is actually not true. It is 30 miles per gallon combined, 2834. That is on the non-hybrid version, which is actually pretty darn good. And this vehicle, of course, got 7 miles on it. 84 degrees outside. It's beautiful weather right here. And what else do we have here? On top right there, you can see the tachometer. Let me rev it up so you can see how that moves right there. Okay, and then you have the speedometer, and of course that bright red P, that's your gear indicator. So that's what we can control on the steering wheel. Let's move over to this 8-inch screen right in the middle on here. Okay, so you do have a volume knob and the power button, which is a huge plus. I know that it didn't have it up until 2021, and then Honda finally brought it back, which was a smart move on their part. So let's take a look what we have in here. We have the home menu right here. So you have an audio info, Honda link, phone settings, smartphone connection. By the way, it does have the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. However, they're not wireless. You have to use a wire for that. As far as the audio and XM radio, I'm not sure who makes the sound system for it. Honda has a long-term contract with Alpine. They used to make a lot of their stereos, but they never were branded on it. But it could be that they're still continuing this, but don't quote me on that. Phone, you can connect your phone in here, and then if you get lost, you can always go back inside of there. So very simple menu. I hope with the new technology, with the new redesign, they might come up with a little bit new infotainment system. But this one, actually, it's not bad, and it fits really nicely. See, it is 8 inches, right, which is a little bit smaller than most of its competitor. Like the newest ones, they go with like 10 inches, 12 inches, some of them. But it fits right inside of this beautiful interior. And I gotta tell you, okay, this can make or break the car. Okay, this is soft plastic. This is soft plastic. Okay, a little bit of a trim in between, that piano black, soft plastic, that faux wood trim right in here, and then the hard plastic at the bottom of here. As far as the doors, similar design. You can see there's a tweeter right here for the speakers. There's a speaker right on top of here, so it does have quite a few speakers on here too. What do we see underneath that screen? We see the climate control settings, and then right at the bottom here you have a regular shifter, which is a big plus in my book. I like the regular shifters, even though I gotten used to the push button ones. I think it makes a difference when you can actually shift it like so. Okay, when we put it in reverse, it comes up with the rear view camera, and I gotta tell you, I wish it was a little bit better quality, but at the end we're at the end of a life cycle for this model, so hopefully they're gonna come up with something better for the next year. Settings for the camera, so you have the top down, you have a narrow angle, you have a wide angle camera right here, and this is it. This is all the settings right here. You can turn off your rear cross traffic alert, or you can turn that on if you'd like to. So that's basically a rear view camera. The trajectory lines move as you move the steering wheel, and they also change color, so you know whether you're going straight or whether your steering wheel is turned into either direction. All right, let's move back right here, and then what do you have? You have the parking reverse neutral drive. You also have a sport and the low mode, so in case you get stuck somewhere you can use the low mode. And here you have the electronic parking brake, brake hold. On the other side you can have the econ button, which basically adjusts the vehicle in order to get you the best fuel economy, and then you can turn on and off that engine start stop button. Right at the bottom of here you have two cup holders, phone storage. This is not a charger, and then you have two USB ports over here. You do have a storage underneath this tray right here, so you can slide it open, and then you have an additional storage basically. Can we move this all up? Yeah, there you go. So this is all of your storage with an additional 12-volt outlet in here. So there you go, there you have it. This is the interior of it. Let's check out the top console. Right here you have the home link system right in here, moonroof control. You do have the mirror, how you doing? And then you have a regular sunroof. Again, and this is one of the top of the line models, but as far as the design of it, I still definitely, it keeps up with the competition. I wish the camera was a little bit nicer though. I guess I know you're anxious to go for a spin, but before we do that, let's check out what models are available in the CRV for 2022. So it starts at the LX model, and that starts at about $25,750 as a base MSRP plus destination charge, of course. Then it goes to the special edition $26,950. EX28260, EX-L, which is the one that we're sitting in right now, $30,850, and then the Touring at $35,550. So it's a big swing between the EX-L and the Touring, but the Touring already comes with the all-wheel drive standard with it. It also adds the hands-free access to the power gate, wireless phone charger, 19-inch alloy wheels, so it does have the full LED lights, headlights in here, dual chrome exhaust finishers. Not sure how that looks because you can't see the exhaust in here. So anyways, so that's the Touring CRV. This is the EX-L, which is really nicely loaded, and with the destination charge, this one just over $32,000. Now it is a front wheel drive model. Let's take this for a spin. Before we take it on the road, I like to kind of check out the turning diameter and see how tight it is, or maybe how not tight it is. So this time we're gonna do a little bit different. We're gonna go right around these cones right in the front here. So I wheel all the way. I gotta tell you, it is a pretty tight turning, and it does that so effortlessly. Visibility is great on the vehicle. Okay, there's really very few blind spots. the ones in the very back, because you have those little triangle windows all the way in the back, but it's not bad. Plus you do have a decent sized mirrors. One of the other things you notice right away is how quiet this vehicle feels. Now it is a 1.5 turbocharged engine. I'm really curious about the noise that it makes. I'm also really curious about that CVT transmission. Not a big fan of CVTs. Let's see if this one is going to prove me wrong and be a little bit different. So as always, I do that towards the end of the day after my work, so there's always traffic. But I've recently had an exchange of comments with one of the viewers. By the way, thank you for posting any of the comments. So if you have something, you know, bring it up. But he was asking about the 0 to 60 on one of the vehicles that I actually didn't include. The 0 to 60, it was a hybrid vehicle. I didn't feel it was necessary to post that, and you know, he had somewhat valid point, you know, as far as, you know, getting in and out of traffic in the busy city and maneuvering and trying to get into the spot within the traffic. So I mean, actually that car was about 8 seconds. This one's 7.5. If you go with the hybrid version, it's going to shave it down to about 7.2. So I mean, it's not a super fast vehicle, and I still don't think that 0 to 60 is necessary to know as far as driving in the city, because you'll never get to 60. Oh my god, how about 0 to 28, because we're braking right there. I keep my fingers crossed that I'm going to be able to actually accelerate in here. We're going to take this turn quite quickly, and there you go. I'm going to hit it right now. Wow, that roar of that engine, guys! I got it up to 53 miles per hour really quickly. Yes, you could hear the engine. Yes, it's not the best sound in the world, but it does give this vehicle, it's going, it's moving. You don't even hear that droney transmission for the CVT. So I mean, there's vehicles out there that have maybe a little bit more fun driving dynamics, and I'm referring mostly to like the Tucson Turbo or Sportage Turbo, or maybe even Mazda CX-5. They're more fun to drive, I gotta admit it. But as far as the functionality of it, both of these, or actually three of them that I mentioned, are smaller. They're not as comfortable. So I mean, you gotta give or take a little bit. There's not a perfect thing out there, but I guess it depends on what you're looking for. CRV has a history of great reliability. It has a history of being one of the top sellers, very high loyalty, brand loyalty, and especially like the model loyalty too. Matter of fact, we had two CRVs. The last one was 2014, so it's been quite a while ago, but we had 2011, 2014, both great vehicles. I recommended CRVs to many of my friends, whom all of them were really happy with their vehicles. I can't think of one that really said, hey, you know what, you didn't give me a good recommendation because I really didn't like it. So it depends on what you're looking for. I think still at the very end of the model cycle, this is a very much worthy competitor if you're looking for a mid-size SUV. I mean, it does have the looks, it does have great gas mileage, great reliability. By the way, warranty 3 years 36 on everything, 5 years 60 on the powertrain. That's standard Honda warranty. And you know, it handles great, it looks good. If you like it, you know, close your eyes, sign the contract, buy it. Guys, if you like watching videos like this, consider checking out the rest of my channel. I post twice a week, so hit that little notification bell so you don't miss a video from me, and I will see you in my next video.